Must be mine.
Getting that from YouTube.
Must be mine by R. Kelly.
Getting that from YouTube.
This is a true story. Yeah, around me. This is a true story. Yeah, around me. This is a true story. Yeah, around me. This is a true story. A couple of days ago, I got a phone call saying, "Are you Mr. Terry?" And I say, "Who is this?" Then he said, "It's Tamika's lawyer, and I'm calling on her behalf." And then he said, "I've got some news that I think you would want to know." And then he said, "She's pregnant." And then I sat down real slow. Then said, "Who's this again?" He took a breath and said, "You heard me the first time." And then I said, "Wait a minute, mister. We talking about the same girl and she's a stripper. You represent that girl, man, she's a freak. So how she know that baby belongs to me?" Then he asked me that I meet her 2 months ago. I said, "Yeah." Then he asked me, "Was it at a club in Chicago?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, get ready to raise it, cause she says that you're the only one she laid with. Oh, is a very good chance that it might be mine. There's a very good chance that it might be mine. There's a very good chance that it might be his. There's a very good chance that it might be his." Down to the situation. And the first question out their mouth was, "Free R. Kelly." At first I hesitated, then said yeah. And lock up this motherfucker. And then they said, "Well, it might be a chance that you may have to pay the cost, Lord." And then I put the phone down and just thought about it for a little seconds. Woo! Safe sex, y'all. I said, "No. All I know is that I left the club with this lady, and now here I am, this baby lady. There's a very good chance that it might be his. There's a very good chance that it might be his. There's a very good chance that it might be his. There's a very good chance that it might be his." Stop myself for getting involved with this lady. I'm with that lady. Now I'm all caught up. Woo! Go ahead, Robert. Woo! Talk to them, Robert. That this baby like me, there's a very good chance. Whoa! Be his. There's a very good chance that it might be his. There's a very good chance that it might be his. There's a very good chance that it might be his. Very good chance that it might be his. There's a very good chance that it might be his. There's a very good chance that it might be his. There's a very good chance. Oh, I love that song. That's a song about safe sex ladies. If you really wanted to know what he was talking about, that was what he was talking about. Now, that is a man that knows how to talk to a lady's heart. That was what his music was about. No disrespect to us ladies. That's why we love our Robert. Free R. Kelly. Yay. Ever since he been locked up, it's been getting evil and evil and evil for us ladies out here. Men been so disrespectful to us. They've been even killing the babies in the womb. That's how wicked they been.
When this man was out here doing his stuff and sending out a message through his music, it was nothing but love. Yes, there was some things that he taught us about, some abusive relationships, like that song Real Talk. I love Real Talk. That was the real deal. But people did survive. Okay, women came out alive. They didn't die. Okay, they didn't die. And he always was a man enough to admit when he was wrong. There was just so many men out there that just hated this man, but just doing the right thing, singing to us women and teaching us how to love and how to forgive and how to pray and how to know, ask God. He it's never gonna be another R. Kelly. No, it ain't gonna ever be another R. Kelly. Okay, we're gonna enjoy him all the way. We're gonna ride with him all the way. Well, I know I am. I can't speak for every woman out there because some just don't appreciate good men like him. They want somebody to slap their ass around and disrespect them and beat on them and do all those crazy things to them. But Robert Sylvester Kelly did not do that. Okay. Even in this song right here, he's doing the down low, like women that cheating on their man and all that. But anyway, let's get into what we here for today. I just needed to just start off with listening to some R. Kelly because that's all I listen to be honest with you these days. I can't listen to this nonsense they send, the message they send today. The message that all they send today is nothing but violence and hate and mean and wicked and it's just a totally different feeling from the music they send today. The message in the music. I already showed you the culture vultures, okay? I already told you about the men that get on their platform and just do nothing but send nothing but the wrong message to the young men out here. One came on my post yesterday and said, I'm nothing but a big back. And I'm 60 years old. I don't know what that big back stuff meant, but he was just very disrespectful. I just told him don't come back to my place no more. You ain't got no respect for women. You don't even know how old I am. I'm 60 years old, and you probably know more than 20 something years old. Listening to platforms like Tommy Sotomayor, whatever his name is. That man needed to be canceled. From the time YouTube started, his platform was built on nothing but disrespect towards women, and especially towards black women. He has always been disrespectful. I don't even understand why he still got a platform. Why he still got a platform. Why do they still allow him to have a platform? Every conversation that he had, especially when it comes to, he shouldn't even be on no conversation about no woman. I don't even think he got a woman. I don't even think he got a woman. I don't think none of them got no woman. The way they dragging that girl Ashlee is just, and that woman Ashlee is just disgusting. They already took one little comment that she made and turned it into this narrative that she was always speaking again. Do they know what her work was about? They don't know nothing about her work. Her work in her fashion world that she lived in and she documented her life about. She was on platforms to even speak against crimes in the black community, especially again, with Black Lives Matter. They even had her on platform speaking against for Black Lives Matter. Okay? So that's how much they damn know. Even Kevin Gates can tell you that. Kevin Gates and her was out doing a video. He wanted her to be in part of his video and stuff. We saw that he was all gold chained up and she was looking like one of them girls from the streets or whatever like that, or one with the hustlers or whatever. That was the shooting she was doing. I mean the image she was portraying and everything. She independently did her work. Okay, people called her up. She sold for Prada. She sold for Chanel. She sold for all high top of the line brands. She modeled all they brands, even in her Christian Dior. If you notice, she's always sold things that was the top of the line. Prada, red bottom shoes, and all of that stuff. She was selling their products, wearing their products. Even in this last photo shoot she took, which I love the one when she took with the zebra and she's by the zebra and she took a photo shoot with the zebra and everything, and she took a photo shoot with feeding the giraffe. All her work was all about the high end work in the modeling fashion world. She did the Caribbean thing, when she dressed for the Caribbean, in for the floats and everything, how they dress in the band in the Caribbean. masquerade and everything. That was her work. She independently worked. People called her, oh, she wanted to sell for Chanel. She wanted to sell for Prada. She wanted to sell for all of these people for this kind of life. She wasn't out there sleeping. Oh, there. And also, I wanted to tell you there are two Ashlee Janaes. There's one that's another page, and then there's her, Ashlee Janae. See, it's another girl who's an Ashlee Janae. So that's why I said you got to say Ashley Robinson because you don't want to confuse the two. And people was like, oh, she had two Instagram pages, and she was out there, as on hi, how are you? Whoever you, what is the name here? Janelle. How are you, Janelle? Yes. So she sold the top of the line name brands. Christian Dior, Prada. She did the Victoria's Secret with the lace, negligee. She had on a lace negligee that was dressed it was real pretty. She wore it well. That was her work. Now they want to turn her into some girl that was doing a OnlyFans. She didn't do OnlyFans. That's probably the other Ashley that was doing the Only fan page. And the reason they took it down is because they didn't want to. It was the other girl page. She took her page down so people wouldn't, you know, um, confuse the two. There's two Ashley Janaes. She's Ashley Janae, the one that was off. Thank you, Maya. How are you? How are you, Maya? There's two different types of Ashley Janae. She was mostly promoting her work to younger women like herself that was in the business and training them how to treat themselves in the business, how to look in the business, how to sell yourself in the business, how to market yourself in the business. That was her work. But we got so much distraction by some people that going around with that narrative about her hate towards black men. She made it very clear that because I date outside my race doesn't necessarily mean I don't have loyalty to my people. She said that. And I hope they will run the tape, the videotape, when she made that clear. And she did not sell her body for the bedroom to any dude. If she was going to be laid down with somebody, she made it very clear that she wanted somebody that she can invest in that is going to be on her level. Not to be dealing with guys like these men that are out here dragging her. Okay? The ones who out here dragging her is the ones that ain't had nothing to offer her but burdens. They broken men, and that's dysfunction. Well, what I'm doing today is sitting here on these lives today. I was busy today. I was busy today. But this stuff is still in my system. And I said I was going to follow this story. And I was also, I said I went to that African woman. I think it's Fumi. I forgot. I don't know how to pronounce it. She's an African woman and she was a model and everything. And I like her commentary because of the way she breaks it down. Because she's from the fashion world. She's from the modeling life. So she's the perfect person to give you some things about what goes on that we don't see that goes on and how you got to set up with agencies and everything else like that. And that sometimes you're going to get some kind of men out there that's just going to want to use your body for their own pleasures and their own selfish reasons. And you got to know how to protect yourself. So you got to have somebody that's your agent. And I think she probably had an agent work. I don't know if she had anybody that booked everything for her and checked behind everything for her to make sure things for her for to go on this trip. But they probably didn't because they probably felt Joe was trustworthy enough because she was dating Joe. So they probably didn't even look at that if he was going to do anything to harm her. We don't know yet. That information probably will come out later, but we just don't know. And just the fact that these people, they are so soulless that they will go on social media and drag this woman, but they don't realize that we all human beings here. And ain't none of our time here on this earth is basically, we don't know what can happen tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? We shouldn't do that on people when they die, especially people we really don't know. Now, like I said, I was a fan in a way because I remember her page and I remember her and I remember seeing some of her stuff, her conversations, whatever, when I used to, and I'm 60 years old. So something about her page drawn me because I like to watch a lot of pages I go through. I didn't stay there every day. I didn't. I learned more about her now because of her death, but I didn't stay there every day. But I remember her page. I remember her work. I remember seeing her doing makeup and fashion and everything else like that. I remember her sharing her documents. So I do remember she was there since she was on social media for since but when I first came across her page, it was a couple of years ago. But she was younger then. She was a very young girl then. She was about 24, 25 then when I saw her work. Okay. But as she grew older, then I went back and looked at it again. I said, oh, this is what her being that she's more than just an influencer. She wasn't an influencer. She was an independent model. Okay, that's what she did. She worked in the fashion world and in the entertainment world because that's their world. But as far as other things about her personal life and everything of what she did that, she didn't put too much of that out there to the public, but she spent a lot of time just showing them places she traveled, things she would wear, put on her makeup, how she would set it up and everything. She even said, in one of them videos, had the thing. I think they showed that one when she was wearing like that, the what you call it, while as she was putting on her makeup, like she's getting ready to go do a shoot. So she was getting ready for some work. And there's some other girls that do it too. There's some African young girls. There's a lot of them out there that's independent. That was her work. And it's a whole lot of other girls. It's another dark skinned African girl, and I think she lives somewhere in London, if I'm not sure. She don't live here in the US, but she lives somewhere in London, and she traveled also, and she sometimes work independently and do her own photo shoots, and she do makeup tutorials and everything of that nature. There's a whole lot of pages like on when you go around and you in the fashion world and makeup and all that stuff and hairstyles. You're gonna find a lot of people that do they work independently online. You see, but you got these predators out here. You know what I'm saying? You do got predators that come out and, this is this generation. This is what they do. But now that this stuff happened to Ashlee, I think people are going to take some more serious precautions, about their work and what they do and where they travel and who they travel with. And I know a lot of people are now worried about their daughters, very much so. Young daughters and stuff that like to travel. So this should give you some insight. This should give you some kind of like how you could take some kind of precaution on your safety as a woman. Like everything about your body you can't share with every man out here because there's some predators out here. They ain't gonna come looking for. Well, then again, you never know. They ain't coming for me, because I'm just like the type of woman they ain't gonna want to deal with. They ain't gonna want to deal. And I'm an older woman, so they can't get in my head with the bullshit. But the young girls out there gotta be careful. That's all I'm saying. Just be careful of what you share online and what you share of yourself to a stranger. Even if they come and they say they're a rich man, totally that's a red flag. Okay? Go back to dating people that you could meet in school, people that you could meet on campus, your boyfriend from school, even though they could be dangerous too because of men like these men they listen to that carry these culture vulture platforms or whatever. Those kind of men that get in their head because these they looking for, male influence and everything else like that. And these are the kind of men in 40s and 50-year-old men. Like, let me show you. I'm talking about when I'm talking about them. We are going to show you who I am talking about. Okay. Oops. I don't know if I could get to them now. We're going to show you who I'm talking about so you know who I'm talking about. The culture vultures. These men. Men like this. Let me take his photo down. Just in case he come across my damn page. Please. These people are crazy. They not good people. I'm sorry. They don't give and men like this. These are the culture vultures. These are the ones I'm talking about. These are the ones I'm talking about. Beware of them. Beware of them. The culture vultures. The culture Beware of these men. I'm serious. They said some dangerous stuff out here on the internet about people and about especially what they was saying about this young lady here about Ashlee. You know, I just didn't appreciate it. If you ain't gonna support it, you ain't gonna fight for justice, then you the problem. You out here talking about Kevin Samuels. Ain't nobody took Kevin Samuels to Africa and took his life. And even the cause of Kevin Samuels' death was his health failure. You know, he kept drinking those energy drinks or whatever, and somehow or the other, he probably had a heart attack because that can do that. Those things can be dangerous. So that's what caused problems to his health. Drinking those energy drinks, and it took his life. But that's no reason. That still don't give you an excuse to go around and say the things you saying about Ashlee. She has a mother, she has a father, she has sisters, she got a family, she got fans, followers, friends, people that worked with her, and you being very rootless. Okay, you just find an excuse to be ignorant the way you are. She did not do that. Her work was not about you. Okay, she didn't talk about black men. She talked about work as far as in the modeling career and the bringing awareness and bringing those sort of things about how to protect your peace, how to protect yourself. She didn't do all of this other stuff they saying out here. They even got some females that got platforms up here talking about her like that. What kind of dumb females are these? You a woman and you sitting up here saying something about a female taken to another country by some man being unalived. Regardless to the fact that he was a white man, he's still a man. And really, believe it or not, they got that man in custody. That's why when they say they holding the passport, he's a flight risk. Okay? He's a flight risk. And they making sure his ass ain't trying to leave out of the country. And not only out of the country, but they holding him. They holding his ass. Due to the fact that he could be internationally a risk. Okay? Because he could leave out of that country and go live in another country and do this to somebody else. So they have to hold him. They can't let this predator hurt somebody else's another woman out there. And boy, you know, they probably been watching him for a long time. That he's making these international travels to Zanzibar with women. Don't think they didn't find something on him why they had to take his passport. When they find something on you, they take the first thing they do is take your passport so you will not try to be a flight risk. They did the same thing when they wanted to come for R. Kelly. The first thing they took from him was his passport. When they came for Diddy, the first thing they came for was his passport. Russell Simmons was smart. He jumped his ass out of here before it even started. Okay? So he was able to get out before it even started for them to come for Russell Simmons. But everybody else wasn't that smart. Because once they start questioning you about things, that's when they know they watching you and they building a case. They've been watching this Joe dude for quite some time before he lost all his assets. Okay? They've been watching him since 20, and that's probably why he lost all his money. People drew away from him. Even one of the other singers, what's her name? Azelle, whatever her name is. Whatever that girl he is a predator. He's a predator. And they was watching him because that's how he lost all of that money. That's why he lost that money, and that's why he took Ashlee ass out there to Zanzibar. Of all places, why he wanted to take her to Africa. Those companies already knew something was wrong with him, and they got the fuck away from him. Okay? Because that girl, whatever her name, what is her name again? The white girl. She said something, and she said, "Look, I got away from him. The guy was creepy." And I'm pretty sure she wasn't the only person that said something. And some other woman was in the thing, and they also made some comments about something about him. And believe it or not, they've been watching his ass for a long time. Because remember, in even in Ashlee's, yes, Iggy Azalea, thank you. Yes, she also made a comment about his creepiness. Another woman said he was very aggressive towards her, like really trying to come on her real aggressively, and she got the fuck away from him. And she said she wished she would have known. And then there was people and they looking at those comments. There was people trying to um give I'm sorry give what's her name, a warning, like he's trying to control you, he's trying to get out. She got so many warnings inside her, like in the comment sections. No, he's not trying to he's trying to own you, he's trying to buy and own you. That's what he's trying to do. He's not trying to give you this for no love. He wanted to own you. So when you look when they started looking in her comment section of her page, because this is what they do, they went through her page to see some of the communication was going on with her, that people were giving warnings. Somebody, it wasn't only just one guy, it was another guy that said he's going to try to kill you. And nobody ain't going to tell you that if they didn't know something already. It was a raw art, but the person that did it, because of the people hide their identity, it probably wasn't even a male. That person wasn't a man. It probably could have been a female. Because people, you don't know who it is on social media. Hi, how are you, Anthony from Colombia? Yeah, so people was telling her already in the comment section that he was dangerous. And whoever was telling her that was people that probably he's confronted before. People that have met him before, and it probably wasn't a male. It could have been a female, but they hide in their identity and was trying to warn her that he was going to kill her, and that he was going to try to even bury her in some wall or something. And somebody knew something. I'm nasty. They see, thank you. They found one in Colombia, right? You see what I'm saying? Like anytime any man trying to take you to another country, always look at that as a red flag. Always. If you're not spending your own money going there yourself, but some people say is she, people got all kind of stuff they saying out here, but I don't believe nothing people say. Okay? People say anything for commentary and for clicks and views or whatever. I'm not telling you this for clicks and views, and I ain't asking you for no money because my channel is not monetized. But what I'm bringing awareness, okay? And I know they got his ass, and they've been watching him for a long time. When they say they taking your passport, because there are some women been missing, and they trying to find out if he's probably part of these women that been missing, or he's part of some organized crime that also under some underworld with porn and sex trafficking or whatever, how he's making his money and stuff, since his businesses 80 something percent of his businesses are now supposedly have been lost in 2025. Where he get all this money? And how he making all the other money on as and just looking at that man, you could tell that man wasn't up to no good. Just looking, just looking at him, you can tell he was up to no good. The way he would talking, his eyes moving all over the place, and all them tats on him, and his age, 40 something years old or whatever, 50, I don't know, close to 50 years old. A man like that ain't stable in his life at 48 and 45 years old. That's a red flag to me. And who's been married and divorced with children still very young. And I forgot what his first wife does. She's some executive somewhere, whatever. But she gave her statement and she said, "Look, he was aggressive, and you don't see it until like it shows up some way or the other, because that's questionable. Whenever a man's only been married for 2 years." And his wife still got very young children, and he left her pregnant while she was still pregnant. That's something you need to really question. Don't just be really ready to be in a serious relationship with him, especially when the kids are really, really still very young. That was just my husband calling, so I gotta call him back. But I'm just saying, when you meet a man that young, that old, and he still got young children, that's a red flag right there. And he's just getting out of a divorce, and he hasn't even been married that long to his wife. Exactly. An international registry of predators. That's what America need to start doing, because they got that kind of intelligence. Okay? They got that kind of intelligence. Anything internationally, when people, what they do by trying to put these countries on high alert, like Tanzania was one of the countries on the list of high alert. And President Trump already have like 17 countries in Africa that he, and people want to look at it as racism, but it's not racism. It's for the protection of this nation, this terrorism. For terrorism, that's part of terrorism. Certain countries are on the radar. Okay? Tanzania is one of them. Is on a partial radar, because they say people come here and they overstay their visa. They was only partial on that part, but you need to watch and see the list, because it changes. Because if it goes from partial, they can also make it restricted altogether. And I believe what other country is on the radar, that it's a lot of countries in Africa. I know Nigeria is partial. Nigeria is partial, but they now probably put on Nigeria on the high risk. It's probably on a high risk right now. But I know Nigeria is one of them. Like all these Africans just coming over here and just staying and then moving around a lot on their visa, like traveling a lot. See, when they traveling a lot like that, back and forth, they on the radar. They on the radar because other countries, because see, the embassy, they work internationally, on these reasons to keep their country safe. And not only are you looking at people who come into here and staying here, you looking at people doing a lot of traveling too, back and forth to these countries. That right there, they're gonna start looking at your passport, and and once your passport goes through, believe it or not, they looking at all of that stuff. How many times he went in and out of the United States? How many times he's been to Tanzania? How many times he traveled with women to Tanzania? And how many times did he travel back with these women from Tanzania? You see what I'm saying? Because people saying that he was bringing other women there. Ashlee wasn't. So if he's bringing other women there, definitely he has some trafficking going on. Because he's in a place where he can hide and do whatever he want to do. And pay these people to stay quiet. Because you got to understand, this is a third world country, and it's not that developed. And people over there probably get like maybe what they get paid $100 to them from U.S. dollars could be a whole lot. Okay, to stay quiet for some. It's just It's just weird. That man married a black woman, but he had so many negative things to say about black women. She even made a post about it. I don't know why he would marry her if he didn't like black women. I am retired U.S. military and former state code for North Carolina. I am an American that's been living in Colombia for 8 years. So you know you a retired U.S. Military man. So you know these places are on high risk, and you know they what they be doing. Can you tell us, share more with us, Anthony? So you know what's going on, right? And that's why they be having them on that list, because that's what they do. They go to these third world countries or these undeveloped countries, and they take and they these women and everything are being trafficked, even in Mexico. That's why Mexico, when Shanquilla went there, we don't know what was behind her reasons for traveling there. That they set up to have this birthday party at this villa, and they like to go to these places that are called high end resorts. Those are the main place. Now, not no low budget place, but these high end resorts are the ones that they find to be more suspicious. Where they get all this money from? How they moving their money across the U.S.? What they doing? If it's got to be, I've been working on my doggone life, and I ain't got half of the money these young girls be running around here traveling with. For real, for real. You know, they be traveling with like $30,000 and getting trips flying out. Wow, Medellin, Colombia has issued on signs that kids and trafficking hands off. Yeah, they traffic kids, children. It was a movie. What is the name of this movie again? I can't remember it. I saw it when I was in Florida. We had it out at the pool. It was, where I lived at. I lived in this. My sister lived in a condo when I stayed out there with her in Florida, and it was at this in Tampa, and we had movie night. And at that movie night, they had the wine, they had the popcorn. It was really nice. It was there for the community of the people that lived in that, that the building, and I mean, it was high security, whatever. But it was a movie night that we saw, and it was about to talk about the movie, and it was trafficking going on in India, where the guy had to go find the girl. They took her and they put her on this trafficking thing. Oh, in India, it's bad. It's real bad. I got to use for a Chester. What's a Chester? I don't understand. You gotta explain that to me. But it was a movie. If anybody could remember this name of this movie, he had something millionaire, and he had went for this lottery. This it was a game show he was playing, and it was one question that he couldn't remember it. He just couldn't remember it. And then finally he was able to remember, and he was looking for her. He had to go through all the underworld places and everything to find this young girl that he was in love with. And they had her on this sex trafficking underworld thing, and he had to go through that whole thing. I forgot, dog something millionaire, something it was named. It was something millionaire. But that's what happens. They do it in their countries. They get these young girls, they bring them on out, and sometimes families sell their kids to these people. You would be surprised that how some people are brought here, and they sending their kids with these traffickers. Okay? That's why here in the US, when they catch them, as far as they separate the kids from the parents, because they don't even know if the kids belong to these people. People come here with kids and women and everything, and say the kids are just part of the traffic. Okay, the little girls, little boys too. They part of the traffic. They traffic them. They pick them. They have little places where they pick them up at, where they go. But see, Ashlee wasn't on that. That she wasn't on that. She wasn't in that part. She was one of those that had money and beauty and looks and everything else like that, and they wanted to sell her into some porn and everything, with probably with doing things with children, and also with men and with women. You know what I'm saying? You got to be very careful with that life, man. NCDLC for 12 years. It after you retire from the military. Yep, I had a friend. He worked. He was in the military. He retired in the military. He had 20 years in the military, and he told me some things that, oh my God, the things that they used to have to say, the things they. He was in the Navy. He worked in the Navy. In places he stayed out in Dubai. He told us stuff about the men, and you'd be surprised how many sexual, bisexual men are in Dubai. That's the culture there. It's the culture. They sleep with. They got wives and everything, and still sleep with. And I seen it. I seen it myself from. I seen it myself from up close and personal because I worked in my career when I was working in the banking world. I worked for a lot of international banks. I worked for the French. I loved working with the French. I didn't have no issues whatsoever. They paid me well. They treated me well and everything else like that. Right here in the United States. But when I started working for them damn Muslims, them damn Pakistan, oh boy, I saw it all. The way the men touch on each other and how I saw it. Okay, up front and personal. Is that culture there is what? What they have a wife just to have children with her, but they sleep around with men too. In that Islamic culture, it's weird. Thank you, Slumdog Millionaire. Yes, that's the movie I was talking about. You remember that movie, right? How they had that young girl, and it was all them young girls. You found them going in. They was taking them and putting them in that trafficking thing. And it was another movie by Kill Bill. Remember Kill Bill? You remember Kill Bill, right? Yes, watch that movie, Slumdog Millionaire. That movie right there will tell you it all. And that's a true story. That wasn't no fiction. That actually happened. And it still happens. India, over there in them countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan. Why do you think America go to war with these places? It ain't only just for what you think it is. You'd be surprised what these people come into the United States and do. Oh, you liked and subscribed? Thank you, Anthony. Well, thank you. Yeah, you'd be surprised. In these third world countries, they be trafficking young girls and young children because they marry children at very young ages there. 12-year-olds and 13-year-old girls. The family sell them off to these rich, supposedly be, sheiks and all of that shit. You'd be surprised the cultures that these cultures over there. That's why we got to get this shit out of the United States. Because they trying to bring that shit here. All of a sudden, I swear to God, it was always crimes against women, but it has never been this way. Never, ever been as bad as it is today. With these crimes against, like this man going to kill off his whole family, it's an element. People come with these cultures and these religions, and they bring an element with them. Notice they not trying to assimilate. They want to still practice those same Islamic old that culture. You move into another nation, you want to be part of the assimilation. You don't come here to still carry the same things you brought from your other country to a free Western country. Something don't look right about that. Something just ain't right about that. We are high intelligence here, okay? That's why our military is the way it is. It's high intelligence in America. Keep your eyes open when all of these different things start coming into our fabric of our culture here. Forget about all of that other stuff, but it's real. It's real. Going to these foreign countries and and running around here for these after these waterfalls and these dreams and these sparkling things. Don't go chasing water, and especially in that music industry. Whoa, whoa, that music industry is where they mostly do it to them young girls. Oh yeah, because it's not only just music; it's also sometimes sex trafficking. You think you doing just only music, but sometimes they got their little stuff also that is behind the music, organized crime. That's where they make their connections. Actually, I have no. Oh, brother. Actually, you have no intelligence. They hate you FBAs the most. I don't know really what you're saying here, Cyrus. You have to be more specific about them hating FBAs. Oh, I don't mess around with them. I don't go nowhere. So you ain't talking that to me. I don't travel. I don't go to other foreign countries. I just don't. I seen enough of it from being in the working world, in the world that I used to work in when I worked in the industry, banking industry. FBA is a foundational Black American. Yeah. So I don't leave too far from home, y'all. The most I will travel is to another state, which I haven't never been to. I haven't been to all the states in the United States, and they got a different culture. Whenever you go to another culture, another state, there's a different culture there. You could go to. For some reason, I love Texas though. I love Texas. Texas is like could be its own country. Okay, that's how big Texas is. Texas could be its own country because it's like I don't know how many counties are in Texas. How many other like within Texas, like New York, we got New York, but New York starts all the way from New York goes could reach all the way up to Canada almost. Like you go to Rochester, New York, as you go towards West New York up that area, then you could hit places like what part of Canada is it oh god is over Montana um is Canada. Once you hit that part, then there's Canada there. I don't understand. Have someone in it's Toronto. Toronto, Canada. You could or you could go to Niagara Falls. Mhm. Niagara, New York as you hit that up that part of New York and everything. It's as you go further and further, it gets colder and colder. In New York, up in the mount, all the way up there. Oh yeah, and I lived almost close up there to Canada. Okay, at one time in my life, my family, my mother did try to Alberta. I know it is. Europe is a mess. Got all caught up in that international stuff. I always believe they should have just stayed independently as just the UK. They should never allow these people into their government of how they do things or into I don't know what they call they stuff over there. We got our independence from they ass. Okay? Cause see, when you start messing with them third worlds and all of those Arab nations and everything, then you fucking up your damn you know the structure because they got a whole different way of thinking in their world and they bringing they shit into your world that ain't gonna work. That Arab religion and all that damn Muslim Islamic shit and everybody the Muslims are different from the Muslims. The American Muslims are totally different from the Muslims from these other Arab places. The American Muslims they all mostly had Christianity before they became Islamic. Okay, It's a difference, but they got both together. They not like those ones because they couldn't practice all them 10 and 5, 15 different wives and shit and be able to afford to take care of their ass. See, in those countries and stuff, they basically take care of the royal families only. They don't really take care of the poor people. Everything is all for the rich, not for the poor. That's their mindset, you know. They still in that old crazy shit, like trying to make people. They was allowing immigrants since the 80s here in the United States too. But they just really got after 9/11. Oh my God, they just started flooding into the fucking United States. Now we trying to get them exterminate their ass out of here. We need to get rid of them. I went in one store today and I told them, I said, you know what? I'm bringing awareness on you. I said it boldly to them. Y'all need to get the fuck out of this car. I went to the gas station. I said, y'all getting fucking ridiculous with the gas prices. Okay, I'm sick of their asses. Ever since they been here, it's just been fucking nothing but all this damn. And you know, I don't give a shit what nobody say. Obama, he had that international influence. He was never about America. It was always about international influence, not America. It's a difference. And ever since he been, because these are not the same Democrats we had with the Kennedys. I'm just gonna go back to the Kennedys, okay? After, I think after Clinton or whatever, oh, it was $1.74. Shit, here in the United States is like hitting $4 or $5 in the state that I'm in. Every state is different, but here in where I'm at in Delaware, which is a very low budget state, is fucking $5. And Delaware used to be very, very cheap. I remember when I first moved here, gas was hitting like once, like what you giving, $1.74, and that was back in 2000. I moved in Delaware in since 2010, so I've been in Delaware almost like 16 or whatever years, almost 20 years, but not quite yet. But it is. You see what I'm saying? I would stop driving. Shit. I wouldn't go on a fucking Uber either. I just had my husband. We gonna call. Like, hey, one car. There's one car in this household now. Shit, ain't no damn two driving out here and driving out there. These damn Arabs and these damn Indians and these damn people, they need to get the fuck out of the United States. And if you Arab, you Indian, I'm sorry I said that about you people, but some of y'all come with too much of y'all damn ideology, and we getting fucking tired of y'all. Since the Clintons, you would say? My mother liked Bill Clinton. I was doing pretty good when I was with the Clintons, though. Damn, Patrick, it's like that where you at? Wow. I remember when a pack of cigarettes here cost only like, when I first came here to Delaware, a pack of cigarettes was like $5. The hell it is now, it's like almost hitting $15. They say, oh, the prices change all the time and this, that, and the other. I told some brothers, y'all need to start bootlegging the fucking liquor again. Okay? Sometimes it just makes you have to do the underground shit just so that to run these motherfuckers out of business. Hell yeah. How the hell fucking cigarettes now 15 fucking dollars? Ever since they came and been in our fucking economy, them fucking cheating money greedy bitches, they need to get the fuck out of here. I don't like them. I just don't like them people. I just don't. I just don't. I don't like them. I don't like their mindset. I don't like the way they think. I don't like their culture. I don't like nothing about them. I'm fucking black and I don't give a fuck. I'm black, but we got a totally different way. I'm a black American. Okay, when I say black, I'm American black. We do, you know, I'm a black American. Fuck that shit. We got a totally different way of thinking. I wasn't raised in your culture and none of that shit. And ain't none of that shit gonna happen over here. Not with the fucking, not with us. We tired of y'all asses. Y'all could never replace us. Y'all ain't got nothing on us. Okay? Nothing. Only thing y'all probably got is weapons that won't form against us. What culture are you, Ahmed? You Arab? Y'all need to get with the real world. Y'all be on some bullshit. Y'all greedy. Y'all worse than the white man, if you ask me. Y'all are. But anyway, y'all, I gotta get going because my husband is up here, hitting me up, texting me, telling me to call him, call him. So I'm just saying, I believe they have Joe. They have Joe. They got this man because they already know he was out there doing this for a long. And they've been watching him. They've been watching him. I don't know if he killed anybody before, but I'm pretty sure they've been watching him because he's been making too many trips to Zanzibar. And making that many trips, you doing something that's illegal. You are doing something that just ain't right with your passport. And he don't look like he's a very smart guy anyway. He don't. That's why them damn other companies draw the fuck away from him. Because they ain't want them to come for their ass. I'm the first to hear that from you. Okay. Well, you all take care. God bless you. And if God's willing, I'll be back with you all may or maybe tomorrow. I know I got an interview at 12:30 tomorrow, so I'll probably get with y'all a little late tomorrow. So y'all all be safe. God bless you. And thank you all for coming in. And please hit the like button on your way out. And I appreciate you. God bless you. And peace. Now, how do I get out of here?